Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, all good. For the fourth time in as many weeks, South Melbourne has its date with destiny. St Albans Dynamo returning to their home turf. The second time we've seen this new refurbished Churchill Reserve. St Albans' first ever victory over South Melbourne Hellas. We'll take you through the starting lineup, starting with the home side in St Albans Dynamo. Number 1, Mikuel Platt. Number 2, Gideon Rock. Number 3, Alec Mills. Number 5, Fletcher McFarlane. Number 6, James Exidius. Number 7, Lucas Burns. Number 9, Mikuel Platt. Number 10, Oliver Dragicevic. Number 11, Joey Monek. Number 13, Josip Kolula. And number 20 is Josh Dooman. For South Melbourne, it was a miraculous 4-2 win at Melbourne Victory on Sunday night at Lakeside Stadium. St Albans, it was a 2-2 draw for them against the Burgers after taking a quick 2-0 lead following some scrappy goals only within 5 minutes of each other. For South Melbourne, it's Javi Lopez, Jordan Lampard, number 4, Marko Jankovic, number 5, Jake Marshall, number 10, George Mells, number 11, Robert Harding, number 22, Max Mikkola, number 24, Noel Bonada, number 27, Jack Painter-Andrews, number 45, Sam Franco, and number 99, a returning Jack Pope after his 2-game suspension, which he served against the Victory and, of course, Pascoe Vale in the Doherty Cup. These two sides only separated by 3 points, one position on the table. A win tonight could see South Melbourne climb into 9th, whereas a win for St Albans would put them ahead of South Melbourne in the race to avoid the drop. 3 go down this year in the NPL Victoria. It's a grudge match. It's a relegation 6-pointer. St Albans will kick us off. McFarlane looks to play the ball long. Franco with the backwards header. It's going to be claimed by Javi Lopez. Well, plenty of faces tonight that have played with each other. We'll get into that. Not a lot of crossover between these two sides, to be perfectly honest, and I'm sure as we see Lucas Burns slip on the deck, that will certainly bear much influence in this contest. Collina looking for Monek. The overlapping run does arrive, and Zidius looks to shape one, and he does. Jankovic gets it clear, and so does Jordan Lampard. Here's Alec Mills. He loses the ball, and Bernardo was pressing, and Mikuel Platt is going to come out of his box to retrieve. The Croatian music still in full flight, and you can hear that on the far side potentially. It's a lunging challenge from Lampard and leaves it short from Max Mikkola. Marshall back to Javi Lopez. Defeats is Marko Jankovic. A fully packed grandstand. And the social club is also packed as well. Here's Gideon Arock, the former Adelaide City centre-half. Came in with much pedigree, has had injury mishaps throughout the campaign. Dragicevic out towards Burns, heavy touch. Looking to weave his way through Lucas Burns. Past Painter Andrews, drives towards the byline. Across the face of goal, Lampard heads clear. Robbie Harding able to get it clear as well. And we will see the first throw-in of tonight's proceedings. It will be to the home side. Alec Mills, the former Preston Lion and Bentley Greens man. Of course, the Preston Lions in a massive clash this evening up against Heidelberg United. That at Jenna Steel Stadium. So it will be Hellas throw. This match touted Dinamo versus Hellas. It is not really a rivalry in the NPL Victoria scope, but for all intents and purposes tonight, there will certainly be animosity. Painter Andrews, that is an immense challenge. And Lucas Burns returning fire. Might be a bit of a stern talking to by the referee. Jake Marshall just pushing him off for good effect. Fletcher McFarlane having a chat with the fourth official on this near side. So is Gideon Arock. They're voicing their displeasure. As now I think we'll finally get a throw-in to be taken on this near side. This is certainly the most packed I've seen Churchill Reserve on a Friday night, because this is the second time in which we've had the pleasure of seeing Churchill Reserve under lights in recent seasons. Arock, Bernardo is pressing. Arock, back to McFarlane. Mills, McFarlane, Bernardo is there for support, and it's back towards Bulic, and he's under so much pressure and deals with it just in time to get it clear. And Mikuel Platt, good first touch. Franco providing chase. Pope, he's got support to his right, and eventually bodied off the ball very cleanly by Oliver Dragicevic. Ball played down the line, and very, very easy for Painter Andrews to send it out of play. Here is Alec Mills with the throw. Sort of taking that left fullback role, it seems. Considering how tall he is, the former Murray United junior and ex-Melbourne City product. It's impressive as the ball is swung in towards Mikuel Platt, and it will be out of play for a goal kick for South Melbourne. Plenty of matches tonight. Green Gully taking on Port Melbourne as a part of their anniversary. 70th year anniversary. Green Gully, Port Melbourne, of course, St Albans, South Melbourne, Hume City, Dandenong City, and Preston Lions, Heidelberg United. 4 matches for your Friday evening in round 17 of this great competition. Last time out, Brian Summerskill and Michael Gurgic were stars of the show, although none of them feature in tonight's starting lineup for St Albans. Certainly will take a different complexion as well, with Josh Gulewski also not available. He got on the score sheet last time out as well. Lampard into feet Mikkola. Back towards Jake Marshall. Looks to send it wide, but it's quite inverted into the feet of Alec Mills. Space potentially for Mikuel Platt, the Englishman. Harding is pressing against Alec Mills. I'm sure that will be the intended means of attack for South Melbourne will be the pressing intensity that they'll look to focalise on. Mells looking to feed one in. It's quite tame in its execution. Exvidius. Veteran is making his way all the way through. The 27-year-old leaves Mells to pick up the scraps and force the throw in. Been around the trap, James Exvidius, Bentley Green's Altona Magic in recent seasons. And will he provide some delight down that right flank for Dinamo? That is the question. Paulina. Lampard able to get it clear. Into feet, Bernarda. Mikkola. Going to run down that near channel. Bernarda picking up the pace. Still got space to roam, and he's been beaten off the ball by James Exvidius. And I think uses a bit too much force to get the ball away, and Bernarda could nearly have got himself in a lot more trouble as he looked to lash out on that far side, but cooler heads prevail. It seems the opening 10 minutes or so of this tie here. Looks like St Albans are looking to attack the wings. That's the focal approach in which they seek to take tonight. It's Mikuel Platt, of course, taking the goal kick. Has family lineage and a lot of connection to this football club. Former Victory Junior, as well as spent a season actually at Sullivan Sharks in NPL New South Wales. Quite a road that has not been far-fetched exactly for many NPL Victoria players. Harding looking to bypass Alec Mills, and Mills certainly got the best of the Western Australian. Here's McFarlane, forced quite deep into his box and has to get it clear. Payne to Andrews, heads clear. Into feet, Mills. Burns. That's a brilliant pass to open up the angle for Joey Colliner. A rock. Certainly let that ball roll, and Marshall's going to get there. Mells goes into the back of Dragicevic. 2 number 10s going at it. Always good to see. Very hard to stumble on your words tonight. It's so cold here at Churchill Reserve. Weather apps are saying it's all about 1 degree Celsius. Harding. Pope providing chase. A rock, they got to get their skins there first, and final touch deemed to be St Albans throw. Franku against Diven. Feeds to Harding. Here's Bernarda, promising from South Melbourne, but Mills able to get it clear for a throw-in. And will we see the long throw routine? I think we will. We saw it in the second half on Sunday, and I think it will make a triumphant return tonight. But with the liminal space afforded on that near touchline, it looks like they might not look to utilise that option. Here's Payne to Andrews. Feeds one into the mixer, and that will be a corner as well for South Melbourne. So Max Mikkola will take this one. In-swinging delivery to boot. Last week to Jake Marshall from this position. Lightning strike twice tonight. Max Mikkola standing over this one on the near side. It's central, it's to the first man. It doesn't even clear the first man, and Mells gets it clear. Diven pressed by 2 South Melbourne defenders, and he's opened up the angle and has decided to feed it all the way to that far side, and that's plenty of space for Dinamo to attack the space. It's Lucas Burns. Took a deflection and out for a corner. So promising stuff from the number 20 for Dinamo. Josh Diven. 2 goals this season. Formerly of Western United's academy. Of course, Tasmanian boy himself as well. Someone to take this one. Dragicevic on this near side, but will be an in-swinger once more on his right foot. It's fashioned long and That's a bobble from Mikkola, and that's a strike on goal that hits the post. South players calling for a handball still, and calmness has seemingly found its way following that flurry, and Bernardo goes to ground, and that will be a foul they're talking to by Mikkola. As the rain begins to arrive here at Churchill Reserve, or return, it depends on what persuasion you are. We've had rain all night, it's come in spurts, and I'm sure it will impart influence upon this game in some way, shape or form. Harding with the touch. Franco gets ahead to it. Divin. Now it's Alec Mills again. He's been very, very active on the throw-ins tonight as Alec Mills. A few games for Melbourne City as well throughout his career before making the switch across the Brisbane Roar's NPL side. Franco, good first touch, and finds Jack Pope diligently. Here's Jankovic. Into space, Mikkola dropping into a central channel. Marshall. Here's Painter Andrews. Harding. And it was a good first touch, but Painter Andrews picks up the scraps. Back heel for Harding, and it will be a south throw. Pope. The angle for Painter Andrews presents itself. It's swung in. Oh, it's fine. It's its way all the way to Bullich. It bounced. It continued to bounce. And eventually it forced a save from the St. Albans keeper. Wowee. The wind imparting its influence early on. Jankovic looking to push Mikuel Platt as well. Goodness gracious. That was very interesting. That would be one way to concede. I think a foul has been awarded here. So the set piece to be taken. It's on a pretty acute angle, has to be said. It looks like we'll go for the in-swinging effort here. Kovacevic to this one. In fact, it's taken towards the back stick. Franco gets it clear, although not as far as Joey Colliner. And the last touch did come off a Dynamo player. Those second balls are so crucial. So crucial. They made good use of it at that time. Franco heads. Nada looking to get a following header as well, but it was rose like a sporting salmon. Mills taking his time for the throw. Assesses his options and eventually decides to find Mikuel Platt. Mills looking to nutmeg Sam Franco. Burns. And there is a staunch challenge on George Mells, it was. And that will be Lucas Burns to take the free kick. St. Albans fans making themselves very known on this near side. They don't like South Melbourne Hellas, and I'm sure you can hear the chant as well. McFarlane with the free kick. Burns out wide. Tricky player Lucas Burns. Smash it in. It's Platt. Can you get a reading of it? He does, and it's a very tame shot on goal. Harding was beating all ends up, and I don't think Cam Watson's too happy either, as one of his members of his coaching staff have just, I think, smashed the board of the technical area here. Bernardo looking to flick it on. Mells providing chase. McFarlane gets it clear and forces a turnover. South Melbourne now looking to go on the charge again. towards Bonata. He's beaten off as well. And the last touch came off a Dinamo player. Corner for South Melbourne. On the far side. We've had 3 matches tonight here at this facility. The 23s and 19s in action at the same time at 6:15 p.m. Really, really good to see. A lot of youth and senior football being played at this wonderful facility, which has to be said, it's one of the better ones in Victoria. Mells in swinger towards the near post, and so no one in pursuit whatsoever. And Lampard coming to pick up the scraps, and last touch came off Josh Diven. So long throw. Bernarda parts his influence. That's a yellow card for Mikuel Platt. Exerted too much force on that occasion, and first card comes out of the evening. He's very careful, does Mikuel Platt, to not potentially cause himself more problems tonight. That's the mentality. Get under the skin of the opposition. And Dinamo, if there is any team that would be demonstrative of that, it would be this side, which doesn't have a lot of experience on the park tonight, bar probably James Exilius. Good touch from Diven. Hold that thought. Josh Diven on the turn. Painter Andrews fires it long. McFarlane has to chase. Decides to weave his way forward, and that's an immense slide from Mikuel Platt, which eventually leads to a St. Albans throw. Harding heads to the open space. Painter Andrews. That's his 3rd foul tonight. George Mells on last time. Lucas Burns again. Tenacity tonight has been on show. Gideon Arock. Looking to go on a bit of an adventure tonight. Gideon Arock. Monek. Infield for Colina, but Monek is going to try and weave his way through. Here's James Exilius. Infield. Mikuel Platt. Can anyone get to it? It's a foul against. It was Josh Diven that time. And so South Melbourne will have a reprieve from a defensive position, and it's really been a scrappy game so far. Not a lot of free-flowing football being played tonight, and I think that's very much conducive to the conditions. It is cold, it is wet, it is windy, and I wonder how much influence that will have on the game itself. It certainly has played into maybe the mentalities of both sides, or perhaps you could attribute that to the relegation form this season of both St. Albans and South Melbourne. Sprayed out wide. Is Harding on side here? According to the referee, on the far side he is. But he didn't even try to really make a real play at it, so it will be a St. Albans throw. St. Albans Dinamo supporters stating it's been rainy for so long, and I have to agree. It has been very rainy tonight. In many moments is Gideon Arock. Dinamo looking to play out of the back. That is a real part of the Cam Watson system, is to ensure free-flowing attacking football. Of course, the ex-Hume City head coach and former Adelaide United midfielder. That's well defended by Painter Andrews. Really well done. South Melbourne will take another throw on this near side. Harding. Mells. Pass intercepted. Dragicevic. Weave his way through, all the way into the mixer, and Javi Lopez comes out to claim, should I say. The ball is certainly moving in some way. I'm not sure how it is moving, but it certainly is not usual to and conducive to what we usually expect in the NPL Victoria. Perhaps the pitch is playing some influence. It is a very nice deck tonight, though, I have to say. St Albans at Churchill Reserve, it's always been renowned as a very much robust, hard pitch to get through. Find space, but nonetheless, South Melbourne will seek to do that. Mells, first touch, sprays it towards Max Mikkola now. He's past one diligently. Mikkola still going. Flies it across goal. It's Jack Pope who's there. He's Lampard for support. And now Mells seeks it out wide. Harding. Harding's going to try and retrieve. Mills did well. And Dragicevic. Platt now on Sam Franco. Still imparting his influence and eventually draws the foul. Does Mikuel Platt. Tricky mix, as they call him. Well, I guess calling him a TikTok influencer is probably a bit harsh, but he has certainly provided many moments on that platform. The former Hume City man. It was also at Slough Town in the UK, and also drawn a second foul potentially. Here's Jack Pope. Bonada. Mells forces it out wide again for Robbie Harding. Harding takes it onto his left. Short for Payne to Andrews. The interplay quite solid. Bonada, good first touch. It's force for Mells. It's Bonada cutting onto his left. Shot blocked. Payne to Andrews now. Shapes one in towards the back stick. Mikkola. It's nine kindly for Mells. And George Mells scores for South Melbourne Hellas. He scores when he wants. Against Croatian sides, George Mells provides the opener. Tremendous work from South Melbourne. And they get a duly deserved lead. It took a deflection on the way through. But nonetheless, Hellas on the board. What a crucial goal for South Melbourne. Incredible. And now St Albans. What an enormous task for them to recover the deficit. Gideon Arock. South Melbourne on the charge. It's Marko Jankovic, the centre half, all the way through, like Harry Maguire in the Europa League. Tremendous. And the physicality on cue, and Dynamo players are voicing their frustration and perhaps venting by virtue of the way in which they are showing their intensity at the moment, and we will see the first long throw in tonight. This time it is from Jack Payne to Andrews. Goes long, doesn't quite have the effect that you would expect. Mells, lead into body. Lampard's going to have to chase, so is Jack Pope. And here's Mikuel Platt in a foot race with Jordan Lampard. And he's gotten the best of Jordan Lampard. Has Mikuel Platt on this left-hand side. Shapes one in. Mells gets it clear. And calls for a handball against... oh, dearie me. That's certainly going to be... not a penalty. In fact, it was a dive, according to the referee here. And Jake Marshall can spare his blushes. Calls for a handball, a near penalty shout. It has been one of those nights. Well, he's been in and out of the team tonight. Sorry, this season, should I say. George Mells was sort of an outcast, really. Many times under Esteban Quintas. Many of these players were, to be honest. Sam Franco didn't make a senior appearance until this new coaching regime has come in. But opportunity is the key focus of this football club for young players and for experienced ones as well. He was brought in with pedigree, and he's delivered tonight. For the first time against the Croatian side. Scored against Melbourne Knights in round 2 at home. Pope. Joey Colliner now to Gideon Arok. Bernardo is going to press against Mikuel Platt, and Platt is going to force it incredibly long. Mells, the touch, exquisite, and finds its way towards Harding. What an intelligent ball, and McFarlane gets it away. Dragicevic, Marshall, what an immense challenge. Franco, the 1-2 with Payne to Andrews. Oh, Pope, a bit of trickery. South Melbourne played delightful football, and Pope just can't find the delivery. The all-important one into the box. But how impressive was that? Although it might still go, it's Jack Pope now. An immense challenge from Gideon Arok. What a passage here. Payne to Andrews floats one in. It's Pope again, and play comes to a halt finally. But wowee, how about that passage on this near side? South Melbourne Hellas looking like a team played under Chris Taylor many years ago. Even to go as far as to say Hans Postecoglou perhaps. Mells sprays it out wide towards Harding once more. Payne to Andrews. Bonada. It's Mells in space. Mells fires one towards the back stick. And Mikkola, I think, just exerts too much influence. Bonada, play still going, and this calls for a handball. And eventually, he's given. Oh, South Melbourne have really exerted themselves in the last 10 minutes. It has been nothing but intensity. And transition and finding the space. Could they be back? Who knows? I mean, Preston Lions next week. Dinamo, their sister club in Dandenong City, they face on Tuesday in the Doherty Cup to make the national rounds. What a ball over the top. It's Mikuel Platt, breaks his way into the area. Twisting, weaving, and finds it towards Lucas Burns. That's great work. Eventually Marshall gets it clear. Calls for a penalty. Not awarded. But they have to be very cautious. They have to be very, very cautious when you have a player like Mikuel Platt twisting and weaving within the 18-yard box. Sam Franco, what a story he's had coming from the 23s, a former FTS man, Glen Ira, of course. Has had to fight his way through to get himself into the first team. Did so in his first appearance against the Eastern Lions in the Doherty Cup. And since that point forward, he's never looked back. Same for Oliver Dragicevic, youth player at this club. All the way since under 13s. It's a really special thing. And here's Joey Monarch. He thrives in these spaces. It's Monarch again. Towards the 18-yard area it goes. On the 6-yard box. Should I say the D region? A foul is awarded. This is a crucial set-piece opportunity for St. Albans Dinamo. Oliver Dragicevic and many others will be lining up to take this one. What might the potential outcome be? We have the first goal tonight in Friday night fixtures. It's this one here at Dinamo. I cannot believe that out of the 4 fixtures we've had, one of which kicked off at 7:30, we've not had a single goal, but tonight we've had one. And here at Churchill Reserve, it's the place to be. How big is this wall? I don't know. It looks like the Great Wall of China. 6 players within the wall. An impenetrable force, the intention. Although Lucas Burns or Oliver Dragicevic break the stand. It's Dragicevic on the set piece. It's flung over the bar. He's really been the star of the show, the teenager. Perhaps the next one to be picked up by an Isuzu Ute A-League club. Who knows? Greener pastures potentially awaits for him. Zaniso Kohansic, this is the first time in which he's really made himself known tonight. Mikuel Platt. Marshall does well to contend. That's a great touch from Jack Pope. And in fact, nutmegged Joey Collina. And Pope still goes. How about the intensity from the youngster? Now it's Robert Harding. And they've won themselves a throw. Jack Pope, relentless. It was his double against the Melbourne Knights. That was all too crucial, and their first win in what it was just below 3 months of NPL football played. And since then, they've won 3 straight. As for St Albans, it's not been the easiest run for them in recent weeks. They had a very poor start to the season, although wins against the likes of South Melbourne, and of course the Oakley Cannons, it was at one point away from home. Now it's a very much different shape at the moment. Burns will give away the corner. South Melbourne to take. You have to go all the way very far back. Last time St Albans won a game was a 3-0 win. Port Melbourne at home the last time they won. Shaped in towards a rock. Mells picking up the scraps. Late delivery. It's Banana! Took a deflection. And Marko Bulic is venting his frustration. And it doesn't seem as if those calls will be waved off in any way, shape or form. Both sides are very much in this one. It's been a tantalizing clash. Quality has very much been on display. Although, can this in-swinging delivery from Mells provide the all-important second goal? It's towards Marshall. It's Pope. And now Franku has got space to work with and has sort of run into a bit of trouble here and has to his way towards Jordan Lampard, who's going to spray one wide, and there was no one in pursuit there of the ball whatsoever. So St Albans will reset, recoup, recover, and try their luck again. About 35 minutes gone, there or thereabouts tonight. Of course, matches here at Churchill Reserve have been played at the back pitch, actually, during the time in which this ground has been refurbished. And a new paint job of the facilities on the far side. Hopefully you can see our cameraman shining a light on those new facilities. Pope. It's Painter Andrews who goes to ground right on the edge of the area. And it's in a very obtuse angle for a crossing opportunity. Or could you go direct here? Who knows? The FIFA within me, the FIFA playing man within me wants to say, go outside of the foot. I don't think that will actually eventuate. Looks like Max Mikkola and Mells will stand over this one. What will be the mode and method of intention here? Max Mikkola to deliver. He could go direct. He could go to the back stick. What will be the choice? It's Max Mikkola who decides to go low. And Marko Bulic can claim. Off-running Jack Pope prior to the set piece being taken provided a bit of pizzazz, perhaps. Joey Collina. It's down the line. Yankovic. Pope. Oh, brilliant from Jack Pope. Oh, got himself in a bit of trouble there nearly. Mells raised it out wide. It's Pope again who can recover. Mikkola drives towards the byline. No one in pursuit. Mikkola goes again. Play allowed to continue. Lampard forces it out wide. Bonada. Lampard again. Bonada goes to ground. The ball did find its way out of play. It will be a South Melbourne throw. And it looks like the Tall Timber are coming for the long throw. Jack Painter Andrews. hyphen name only means good things in this league. Can he provide the all-important second goal by virtue of his throw? It's pretty tame upon first inspection. And Jankovic's head leaves it out for a goal kick. Say South Melbourne are very much good for a second if they can find their second. That's the question, but you know Dinamo, they never relent in their pursuit. They have the quality to provide another 1 or 2 goals that can completely subdue and thereby eliminate the momentum of South Melbourne Hellas. Marshall, Monek. The rain has made a triumphant return in the last minute or so. Look infield, space for Monek. Now Mills. Looking wide is Lucas Burns, the ex-Melbourne City and Western United man. It's Fletcher McFarlane, formerly of the Port Melbourne Sharks and Hume City, in which he played under Cam Watson. So did Mikuel Platt, who's starting tonight. Colina. Mills finds space for Marko Bulic, and a bit of time on the ball now for Gideon Arok. Lampard able to intercept, feed it to Bernarda, and turns and look to find the left channel. Mikkola shifted in, and it's in towards the back stick. I think the last touch came off Mikkola, didn't take a deflection, so it will be a goal kick. Around the grounds, it's 0-0 everywhere. That is the answer. No score updates, just 0-0. Preston versus Heidelberg. Port Melbourne up against Green Gully. That's the last fixture in Cube City. Up against Dandenong City, Hajduk. Marshall. It's Mills. Looking for the looping ball for Mikuel Platt. Franco looking to get his turning circle out of the way. Painter Andrews. Mells. Bernarda, that's a very clean touch, although Harding didn't quite get all of it, and Bernarda's going to race down the right channel. He's got Pope for support in the middle. It's Noel Bernarda on his left foot towards the back stick. It's curling. Oh, it's a near own goal. How did that not go in? Oh, my word. I think it was McFarlane who headed it on for Marko Bulic to get it clear. Oh, my word. The second time tonight in which Marko Bulic has miraculously found himself in a goalkeeping saving position, and it looks like he might be in a bit of strife here. Well, well, well. Hopefully he's all good, because in terms of goalkeeping options off the bench, it is quite a good one. Jackson Riley, who has been more or less the number one for a lot of the season, the Queenslander. And he's all good to go. He's also pulled off some miraculous saves this season, has Jackson Riley. Dinamo cannot let their heads drop. They know that they're well within this game. Sent long. Painter Andrews. Strong header. Mills. And now McFarlane. Colina. Lucas Burns, isolated with JC, Jack Painter Andrews, JPA as they call him. Goes all the way towards the byline, and Marshall says, I'll take matters into my own hands and get this out of play and get it out of harm's way. Here's Alec Mills again. Joey Colliner, of course, ex-Knights junior as well. They could use him at the moment, considering their form. Sent out for a throw-in again. Conditions aren't getting any easier, I can tell you that tonight. It's been hustle and bustle tussle. If that's even a phrase, I'm not sure. And I guess, I think it's important to touch on last night. The Socceroos all about securing their way into the FIFA World Cup for 2026 in North America. And I think what's more important is that Aziz Bayic, the man who provided the all-important goal, was a Green Gully junior and did score some goals for Green Gully back in the VPL. Yes, the VPL. Not the NPL, the VPL. Right, signing with Melbourne Victory and Melbourne Heart back in the day. So, NPL Victoria is always the centre of the universe. Calls for a handball against Sam Franku. It's taking a deflection and goes out for a corner. We are approaching half-time. 43 minutes gone here at Churchill Reserve, and this set-piece in-swinger could be all the more crucial. The wind sways in the direction of the home side. It's towards Javi Lopez, has to punch it away. Oh, what a touch! Joey Colliner, and Dragicevic has made his way all the way through towards the byline, and he just completely slips on the deck. Lampard. McFarlane, oh, that's a very poor challenge. He tries his luck again. Fletcher McFarlane. And Bernardo as well involved in the tussle. This is a crucial decision. Because Bernardo and McFarlane are certainly not guilty. What will the decision be here? Who knows? No one seems to be happy. Both benches are spilling out and voicing their utmost frustration, respectively. McFarlane, it's certainly going to be at least a yellow card. Bernardo's already on a yellow. So this is all important. The decision to be made here. Lucas Matia. Will it be a goal-scoring opportunity? Will they deem it to be a denial of a goal-scoring opportunity? They won't, and McFarlane goes into the book. I feel really bad for him because he just got trampled on. Did Fletcher McFarlane. Bernardo can spell his blushes. Lucas Matia having a chat to George Mells as well. He doesn't seem happy as well, the goal scorer for tonight. And it seems as if they'll go direct here. That is the mode of intention. A yellow card to the bench. I think it might have been to Sinisa Kohazic. That's his second yellow. Got one last week as well. Mells with a delivery. It's Harding. Second ball for Pope. Apologies for the coarse language. Of course, we are right next to the players here on this near side where the coaches are, so we apologise for any potential swearing. Mills. Divin tries to weave his way out of trouble. It's Pope who rolls it back towards... Oh, Jake Marshall nearly slipped. McFarlane. Dragicevic. Mills, that's a courageous effort. Cornada. Cornada gets himself out of harm's way and finds Painter Andrews. How fantastic is that? The Western Australian going forward. It's Mells. He's got space to work with and looks to feed in Max Mikkola. Twisting, weaving his way, and finds the back stick. It's Painter Andrews, and eventually it's out of harm's way for Dinamo, who himself might have a counter-attack here. Lucas Burns. Colliner. They'll reset. But the attack not yet over. Exidius. Gideon Arock. Mills. I haven't seen a board go up as of yet. I think we're 45 minutes gone. I think we are.
Still 1.5 to go.
1.5 to go. The fourth official reminds me. Thank you very much. St Albans ball.
Yeah, 3. Yeah.
James Langoya, the fourth official tonight, and I think that will be another corner. St Albans Dinamo. We approach the halftime break, although can Dinamo provide a bit of food for thought for South Melbourne Hellas. Fought very hard to get themselves in these positions. Could now be the time. Shaped in well, it's towards the back stick. South Melbourne will take the goal kick. That is half-time here at Churchill Reserve. An opening goal from George Mells is what sets these two sides apart. It is South Melbourne 1, St Albans 0. Welcome back to Churchill Reserve. Round 17, NPL Victoria action. South Melbourne Hellas up against St Albans Dynamo. And we get a change. Lucas Cabrera, I think, is going to come on, although I'm waiting for confirmation. He has the shirt off, the bib off, should I say, and he's ready to come onto the park for Dynamo. I think that is the case. We'll just have a double check to see if he is. And I think he is. So it will be indeed Lucas Cabrera who's going to make his way onto the park. Formerly of the Knights' youth system, just above the age of 20. Played 10 games off the bench and scored against Moreland City earlier in the season, of course. Last season, of course, should I say. 21 years of age, Lucas Cabrera. Here we go. One of the most crucial second halves in the season for both of these sides. Who will prevail? It was a first half strike from George Mells, which has currently put things at 1-0. And here is Marko Jankovic. Must I say, this near side, I see Max Mikkola's boots. He is wearing Air Max 97 football boots. Didn't even know that was a thing. But I'm quite surprised that they are a thing, to be honest with you. Very impressed. It's the grey and green variation for anyone who is concerned. But Air Max 97 football boots, a salute goes to you, Mr. Max Mikkola. Certainly flashy. I do see a few green boots here and there. Mikuel Platt, heavy touch. And I think Jordan Lampard is going to take this throw, although we're going to wait for our time until he gets the ball. Certainly a more free-flowing attacking style of football that Dynamo have played in recent seasons. Of course, Kulin Razov departed a few campaigns gone by, and obviously have found themselves very difficult to get themselves into winning positions. They did have that 5-game winning streak last season, but since then it's been very difficult. Mikkola overlapping is Pope, fashions one in, and it's Mells again! Oh! Just wide of the goal on the attempted half volley. It's out very nicely for him. Gideon Arok feeding it infield. Deeper for Mikuel Platt. It's a great ball over the top. Sorry, we do have another change. Morgan Evans has come on for Jack Painter-Andrews. I forgot to mention that at half-time. Franco. I wonder if Morgan Evans and Painter-Andrews, and should I say Gideon Arok, know each other from their time in Adelaide. Of course, Evans formerly of Adelaide United's youth system. The deflection, it's Franco. It's Evans. Infield is Lampard. He spots Mikkola, and it took a very kind deflection off of Joey Monek. Mikkola cuts inside. No foul awarded. And he seems very much on the ground and injured, is Max Mikkola. Holding his heel, it seems. As Dynamo on the prowl now. Inside, it's Dragicevic. And now Sam Franco is going to send it down the line. It's now Bernardo back to goal. He draws the foul on Fletcher McFarlane. Mikkola still holding his heel. As play is now allowed to resume. We did have a few goals on the stroke of half-time. Heidelberg United managed to get one against Preston Lions by virtue of Bull Juach, and Lloyd Isgrove got on the score sheet for Hume City up against Dandenong City. The goals beginning to flow. Just a little bit. Here's Sammy Franco. the 19-year-old, starting in midfield for South Melbourne. And that's an exquisite switch as he finds Jordan Lampard, formerly of Green Gully. Of course, he wouldn't have been too far from here playing at Green Gully Reserve. Mells back to Lampard. I'm not entirely sure what the intention was there from Mr. Lampard. James Exidius is going to try his luck now. Dandenong City, James Exidius, of course, was formerly of there as well. What a neat ball from Mells, and it's Mikkola who finds his way through. Max Mikkola, yet again! A man rejuvenated! The knee slide to boot, and shows the Dinamo home fans that a bit too much talk might lead to action. For the second time in 2 weeks, it's Max Mikkola, who just about might have put South Melbourne over the line. And Mells with an assist as well. Those two have been the crucial facets in midfield and attack for South Melbourne Hellas. What a touch, what a finish. Max Mikkola, take a bow. Job not yet finished though. Dinamo have got plenty of fight. I'm sure they do. Mells, long ball over the top. It's Mikkola. Lampard overlapping. Mells again. Feeds one in. Back stick. No one in pursuit. Dragicevic. And Bernardo nearly gave away a foul there. He needs to be very careful. He's on a yellow card. A red card could change this game completely. Mills looks infield. Platt. Dinamo have numbers forward. It's James Exidius who's inverting into midfield. Now Gideon Arok. Heavy touch and manages to clip Max Mikkola. And I think a yellow card for the centre half. It will be. Ex-Adelaide Melbourne City youth and spent 3 years at the Central Coast Mariners as well. Formerly of FK Beograd as well. A historic club in NPL South Australia. Mikkola still receiving treatment. Now let's not forget, he had a broken arm, a broken hand, should we say. He was wearing strapping last week, and so he was out for 3 weeks. And he really, in that period in the season where there are injuries piling up here and there. And I think for Dinamo, their injuries have also led to a bit of duress, especially with the likes of Josh Gulevsky unavailable. He's got 5 goals on the season. Michael Gurgic has been a crucial facet in their ambitions this campaign. Sepirovsky, of course, is a young player. He's played in the 23s and can get an opportunity if he seeks. That's the question. It's Lampard. It's Pope. Oh, that's a I think it might have inadvertently hit his foot. He didn't quite intend it to be the case. Those things happen, even at the top level in Victoria. Bonada. Lampard trying to get his way through. Platt. Pope, well done. That's impressive. And it's Lampard again, who feeds one in for Bonada. Can he get the best of Joey Colina? I don't think he does. But it's now with Pope. It looks more central and looked to set up for Mells, but the deflection was away. It's now with Morgan Evans. Dinamo certainly very tight now in their ambitions, and they've won the ball deep. And space for Cabrera. Looks left. And seeks infield. It's Jankovic under pressure from Monek. and does eventually find Noel Bernarda. Jankovic looks down the line, a rock. Max Mikkola exerting his influence. McFarlane eventually looks to get it wide. Evans scuffs the clearance. And now Harding. He lost his footing. Space. Lucas Burns. Mills. Breaking down that left flank. It's back with Lucas Burns. He's got time to deliver the all-important ball. It's a nice little 1-2. Lucas Burns inside it goes, and it's all the way towards Mikuel Platt, who gets the go-ahead goal for St Albans Dynamo. Tricky mix gets on the score sheet, and they are well within a manner of them to equalise potentially, and that's certainly the time to score the goal. Mikuel Platt getting on the score sheet, and a change as well. Jerome Sharon coming on. Provide much pace going forward. Robert Harding is requiring treatment, formerly of the Huesca Academy and Hume City youngster. He's back in Australia. Well, it's time to be a resolute footballing outfit. St Albans Dynamo, we know they have the quality. Can they find the all-important second goal to square the ledger here? A moment of misalignment, perhaps lapse in concentration, has led to the goal. And Andy Brennan, I think, is going to be the man to come on in a few moments, as Robert Harding is going to make his way off the park. And how about this player to bring on? It's Andy Brennan. The first time we'll see him. We've seen him in 4 weeks, just about. Got injured against the Bentley Greens in the Doherty Cup, and now has returned. Andy Brennan coming on for Robert Harding. Mells. It's Gideon a rock. It's Dynamo. They have that spring in their step. They know they are only one goal away from putting this within their destiny. It's James Exidius. The pursuit for a third continues for South Melbourne Hellas. Lampard. Charon. The ball is very high, and it will find right into the arms from Lee Monopoulos. What a catch. I think something that his Hawthorn Hawks will be very proud of. I believe he supports Hawthorn. If I'm wrong, let me know. It's Gideon O'Rourke who's going to look to see this out of play, although Exidius, ball crossed the line fully according to the assistant referee. And St Albans fans very unhappy. One of the fans has got a traffic cone and is smacking it into the guardrail. That is crazy. That is certainly an instrument to use, and not exactly sure if it's a weapon of mass destruction. We don't condone behaviour like that. We do not condone that at all. Pope just about beaten through the nutmeg, and Mikuel Platt. Now it's Cabrera. Gideon O'Rourke. South Melbourne under heavy pressure at the moment, and the space opens up for James Exidius. Turns past his marker. Colina. McFarlane. Mills. The flick on was superb, and Bernarda, and should I say Morgan Evans, was providing chase, and he wins the throw-in for his side. That is a crucial intervention. Evans sits up for Franco. Second ball, Jankovic. Calls for handball. Wave clear. Brennan looking to get involved. And now it's Mikuel Platt. It sits nicely for him. Now it's with Lucas Burns, who's driving in field. Eventually Brennan gets to it, arrives to it, and loses possession. The two number 7s going at it. It is pandemonium on that far side. You can barely see what's going on. Now Cholina. And eventually, back with Joey Cholina. Early 20s, has the captain's armband tonight. Usually it's Michael Gilgic, but Dinamo with the control of possession at the moment. It's Gideon Arok. They're encouraged to go forward. Could you imagine if they score another? This place will erupt. Eventually, the misplaced pass is Jack Pope. Outside of the foot pass towards Gideon Arok. Last touch came off Yankovic, so it will be a Dinamo throw. Insidious, and now it's with Lucas Cabrera with front position and space for Lucas Burns. Can he bypass Evans? It's Lucas Burns. Bypasses Mells. Burns goes. And it's all not far for Dragicevic, and eventually Evans has to send that out of play for a throw. This is the most pressure Dinamo have forced on Hellas tonight. And it's coming through that man on the far left, Lucas Burns. And I think he's won his side of corner, and he has. Oh, wow. Actually, no. It's going to be a goal kick. Perhaps a late decision. Javi Lopez takes his time with the goal kick, eventually decides to go long. Arok, Franco, and Mikkola can't force it over the top. Jerome Charon. Well, he's taking his time with a throw. It eventually decides to go to Mikuel Platt, who's neatly found the infield pass towards McFarlane as they go from right to left now. It's with Alec Mills. It's with Lucas Burns in a heap. That is going to be a battle. Lucas Burns up against Morgan Evans. Certainly did not take your eyes away from that. Dragicevic twisting, weaving, Arok. Just about have a stranglehold over possession at the moment, and to be honest, they're controlling the tempo really well and opening up the angles which you would like. Jerome Charon now. Going to go by himself. Jerome Charon still going. Can the loose ball break? It doesn't. High ball now, it's Platt. Back towards Joey Cholina. South Melbourne beating off the ball in every instance now. It's Alec Mills. Joey Cholina. Xidius, that's a well-intended pass towards Gideon Arok, who's traversing his way all the way across the back four now, despite being the centre half, and eventually forces the misplaced pass. The pressure eventually applies. It's Andy Brennan over the top from Pope. Bernarda. McFarlane, body to body. That's been the real clash tonight, Bernarda and McFarlane. Brennan is fired long. Space for Platt, potentially, and eventually Sam Franco opts to find Jake Marshall, and Bernarda is definitely offside. So Michael Bullich says, I'll take things from now. Arok. Arok taking time. Jerome Charon with the turn and can't find the pass, and Evans is going to break past Dragicevic. South Melbourne youth product Morgan Evans is going to find Andy Brennan, the 1-2. And eventually, almost lost that possession, and Pope is beaten off the ball, and Jerome Charon has space. Dragicevic. It's Burns. What a challenge from Morgan Evans. Cholina. It's McFarlane. Is under pressure. Bulic. Decides to go long. Jankovic is there. It's Mikkola. It's Mells with space. And space to roam. And looks left. Max Mikkola. Oh, he gave the fans a bit to talk about. And he's certainly under pressure now. Drives towards the byline. Mikkola across the face. It's Brennan who's there. Dragicevic gets it clear. And it's Lucas Burns who goes to ground and is awarded the foul. James or Jimmy Exidius has got space on that central channel. Inside, it's Platt. Dangerous from Dinamo. Jerome Charon. They're not exactly eager to take a delivery into the 18-yard box. Cautiousness sometimes serves you well. And they've worked for their opportunities, and they will do so again. And Marko Jankovic just getting too much of the body on Mikuel Platt. They've already taken the free kick. I'm sure if all players knew that. And then eventually it's with Marshall. Oh, he's scuffed that. It's hit the bench. Zidius looks in field again. It's Platt, and Brennan was there for chase. No foul awarded. McFarlane tracking up higher. Mills, the back three from Dinamo in possession is a really intriguing approach from Cam Watson. It's Lucas Burns who's got space to shoot, and it's Javi Lopez who claims. Pope, high, a rock, ball bouncing, it's space for Godricevic, and Lucas Burns is through. This is the moment for Dinamo. It's Lucas Burns, breaks into the area, and the shot is deflected. What a chance. What a chance. Burns goes again, and Brennan will look to get it clear, and St Albans will reset. They had space on the counter-attack. They had to make that chance count. Gideon Arok. Gideon Arok. Mikkola leaves the space out wide for Exidius. He's overhit that cross, has James Exidius. And a player is down for South Melbourne. It is Marko Jankovic. While he receives treatment, we can go over the scores tonight. 2-1 here at Churchill Reserve in the, let me just check the minute, 68th minute. 1-0 for Hume City up against Dandenong City. It's 1-0 to Heidelberg up against Preston. And full time at Green Gully Reserve. It is Green Gully 0. Port Melbourne 0. Brennan heads on. Franco. So many bouncing heads, and apparently it was out of play before the third or fourth bouncing head arrived. It will still be South Melbourne ball. In fact, a free kick, actually, should I say. Franco with a switch. Lampard chests it down. Mikkola. Jordan Lampard. Long throw. It's Mikkola who got the first touch. And that will be a South Melbourne throw. I think Mikkola's got a bit of space to throw this in, but I think Jordan Lampard will be the intended target. Where will Lampard go? He goes towards the byline. And it's forced into the area. McFarlane gets it clear. The Wollongong born Fletcher McFarlane. Cam Watson trying to show some trickery as he retrieves the ball for Exidius. Cabrera. Exidius. Mells wins it back. It's with Bonata. Mells taking his time and decides to force it out. Whoa, that's a giveaway. Nearly. Just about. That was risky. That was very risky. And because of the press that St Albans are enforcing, they're going to push all men forward here. And you have to say you can't exactly blame them. Marshall decides to go long. McFarlane. Bonata. And now Exidius. Mikkola goes to ground. Play will be waved on. It's Mells in space. Turns the corner and spots out Jordan Lampard. He's got space to find the cross. He does. It's Noel Bonata. And now Brennan Popo! What a chance for Hellas. That could have been the sealer. An impeccable delivery from Andy Brennan. But Jack Pope couldn't nod his head forward. Exidius. Mikuel Platt. Jerome Charon. Exidius. A rock has been a rock at the back tonight in many instances. Very good on the ball, I must say. Impeccable on the ball. Forced out wide Sharon. Good touch driving in field. Cabrera. The touch was there. It's Pope. And now Brennan has been clamped down by Lucas Cabrera. And the free kick to Hellas. A red card for Hume City tonight. I'm not sure who that will be. We'll have a look later. 72 minutes gone here. Just a one change from South Melbourne. And I'm sure we'll see some more from both sides. As a long searching ball is played into the arms of Mikuel Platt. Gideon Arock. The Yui boom is out. The Yui boom is out. I can officially say, on the hill, the famed Yui boom. I can hear songs being played. Oh my word. And they're helping the chants flow on this cold, or formerly rainy night at Churchill Reserve. Oh, Dragicevic slipping. Thankfully for the home side, it didn't provide too many problems. Colina. St Albans just do not know how to play out of the line that South Melbourne are enforcing. But Arock will be the one to potentially be the change that they want to see. Cholina. Cabrera. And it eventually opens up space on the left. Although that's way overhit from Dragicevic and eventually forces the throw in. given away, and a yellow card to George Mells. He's had a few fouls tonight and will go into the book. Charlie Leach is being prepared to come on. Sent in, Javi Lopez will claim. Here's Yankovic. Spots Jack Pope in space. And looked for the overlapping run of Mikkola, but he just wasn't quite on cue. Here's Jerome Charon. Oh, just quite couldn't be in cue, but the switching ball is provided. It's the second ball for Oliver Dragicevic. No handball call awarded. Lateral ball. Exidius tracking in midfield. Gideon Arok. Cholina. A heavy touch from Cabrera. Back with Gideon Arok. It's Cabrera. Switches. Mills. Short. Now towards that far side, it's Lucas Burns. Isolated with Andy Brennan. What a challenge from Morgan Evans, and that will certainly be a foul on that byline side. This is a crucial opportunity for St Albans. This is the one. This has to be the one for them. It's Lucas Burns. 75 minutes gone. Entering the 77th minute. We're entering the last third of this game. We are firmly in the final third of this half. Numbers for Dinamo. It's Lucas Burns. It's overhit. It's really overhit. The change confirmed. And off-coming will be George Mells. A goal and an assist for him tonight. On a yellow card as well, so probably just best to give him a bit of a rest. And Charlie Leach to come on. So a very young midfield of Charlie Leach, Sam Franku and Jack Pope will see South Melbourne through 90 minutes. Lampard, Pope. It's Platt. Sharon. Leach gets involved and forces a turnover. And Joey Cholina. Lampard. Hume City also have a second against Dandenong City. Lampard, Leach. It's a Lampard again. That's a fantastic clearance. It's Lucas Burns. Can he bypass Morgan Evans? That is the question. It's a great challenge for Morgan Evans as well to follow suit. Cam Watson marshalling instructions on this near touch line. Sinisa Kozhacic has not been really active though in the second half. Good touch from Platt. Cabrera, can he force it out wide? He can't. And eventually Pope with the interception. Bonata. Leach, can he force it through? It was a high foot. Bodies flying. This is NPL Victoria. Fletcher McFarlane. Dynamo in pursuit of a second, which will keep their hopes of survival alive. Tonight, if they lose, it plunges them into potential disarray. Giddy on a rock. Gets a rock, heavy touch. Leach gets involved. And that was impeccable work from Gideon Arock. What a recovery. What a recovery. Gideon Arock. Mikuel Platt, Brennan was there, and the outside of the foot pass. Space for Dynamo. It's Lucas Burns. And Franco gets it clear. And Dynamo will try their luck again. Joey Cholina. It's been probably Dynamo's best tonight. It's been basically everywhere on the park. And laterally finds Cabrera in space. It's Lucas Cabrera. It's Platt. It's not quite there, and it's Lampard who gets it clear. 10 minutes to go in regulation time. It's Exidius. Goes to ground, no foul ordered. Bonata to Leach. Leach goes to ground and the foul awarded. Western Australian, formerly of Port Melbourne and Altona Magic, is Charlie Leach, was named in a Neos Cosmos article and was named Charlie Sheen. So, another interesting thing to observe. The overlapping ball from Andy Brennan does find Jack Pope. And Pope will look to keep it in play. He does! It's Jack Pope! Oh. A corner for Hellas. The work rate from Pope, superb. South Melbourne will look to subdue and take away as much time as there is on the clock. By no means are they out of harm's way tonight, but potentially things could get a bit worse for them across the season with Dandenong City on Tuesday, Preston next Sunday. Mikkola sends it in. It's Yankovic, and it was then Morgan. I think it was actually Jake Marshall who attempted to strike it on goal, but I think sent that into the car park on the far side. We're still waiting for a ball here, and eventually we do get it. So a win tonight would see South Melbourne into 9th place on the NPL Victoria table. And dare I say, 10 points adrift from 6th spot. I've certainly seen stranger things happen in this competition. Jerome Charon. Leach gets it clear. Fletcher McFarlane. There's urgency from Dynamo, and there's urgency from McFarlane, who's drifted into midfield and has found Mikuel Platt. He's got Charon to his right. Mikuel Platt. Jerome Charon. Platt with space. It's Mikuel Platt! Oh! That might have been the all-important chance. Mikuel Platt on the swivel. In fact, he sent that out for a throw-in. Not even a goal kick. Leach. He's broken his way through. There's a bit of afters here on the far side. Seppi Virovsky has come on. Seppi Virovsky and played a few 23s games. 3 goals for the season in the NPL Victoria under 23s competition for him. And his first task is to take the throw in. Not a bad first contribution. Evans, ball bouncing. Actually, it's sent long, and it will be claimed by Javi Lopez. 84 minutes gone here at Churchill Reserve. Goals from George Mells and Max Mikkola were swiftly answered by a Mikuel Platt finish, which was very, very easy for him to get. Bonada heads on. It's Mikkola. South Melbourne taking as much time off the clock as they can. Leach in a bit of a scuffle with Joey Cholino as well. Maybe a time-wasting tactic, I don't know. Causing fights with the other team, I don't know. Who knows? But what we do know is Jordan Lampard is going to throw in the ball now. Swiftly cleared by Dinamo. It's Jankovic. Franku. Bonada. Flicks on. Leach is there. Jerome Charon lost his footing. Eventually goes to ground, and Jankovic is out of position. But Dinamo will take their time to reconvene and has got Cholina in space. The overlapping run into Lucas Burns is forced wide. The overlapping run is there. Seprirovsky. It's Platt on the turn, and it was tame, and it's into Javi Lopez's arms. Oh no, it's hit the back of Jordan Lampard inadvertently. You could see that from a mile away. The clearance from Javi Lopez, a rare mistake in his game. It's forced infield. Dragicevic, Leach with a tussle play. And Mikkola loses the ball again. It's Zidius, it's Platt, it's infield, it's Jerome Charon. And Pope gets it clear and will look to find Bonada, but McFarlane was there in the first instance, and Dragicevic with the attempted roulette, and he lost his footing, and I'm not sure why you would do that at this point in the game, but nonetheless, it has been done, and Brennan goes to ground. Well, South Melbourne will plunge St Albans into a world of unknown if they're able to hold on. They'll be on 12 points. South Melbourne will be on 18 points. 6 points adrift from the drop zone. Regardless if it is Victory or St Albans who finish lower by the end of the round, who knows, but there is time. There is definitely time. 87 minutes gone now. Fletcher McFarlane finds Gideon a rock. We've seen that passing combination happen so many times tonight. It's Franku beaten off the challenge by Lucas Cabrera. It's Platt. Mikkola able to pick up the scraps. Just gets it out of harm's way, and I think Bonada might be onside here. In fact, he isn't. Rock instructed to take it as quickly as far up the pitch as you can, and has decided to absolutely wallop one into the South Melbourne 18-yard box, and it's Leach with the flick on, and Bonada now, who just is able to retrieve, and it's with Leach again, and Zidius forces it wide out for a Hellas throw. 88 minutes gone. The clock keeps ticking. St Albans keep waiting for the chance to show for the all-important equalizer, which could potentially be a crucial point to savour. Brennan goes into the back of the substitute, Sepirovsky. Sepirovsky is just in a a bit of a heat. In fact, Andy Brennan is as well. So we'll see another change. I think 6 minutes of added time will be added on in about, I'd say, a minute or so. So the fourth official getting all ready. It's good to see. Platt. Space up ahead. Franco gets it clear, although it sits nicely for Cabrera. Forces it wide. It's Jerome Sharon. Across the face. No one's there. It's Morgan Evans. Goal mouth clearance is happening. It's Lucas Burns now, still in the 18-yard box. Cabrera. St Albans allowed to breathe. Cabrera towards the byline, approaching the corner flag. He wins a corner. Bullich will not be summoned. South Melbourne players, just about every one of them, are in the box. We've seen stoppage time goals in Australian football in the last week. Can tonight be another one? It's forced into the mixer. It's Exidius. Can he shoot? He can. It takes a deflection out for another corner. The delivery must be a good one. 6 minutes of added time. 6 minutes for South Melbourne to hold on here at Churchill Reserve. It's shaped in low, although it's Exidius who's there. Mikkola is clipped. Can he keep it in play? He can't. It will be a Dynamo throw. James Exidius. Dragicevic. McFarlane. There is certainly time. There's always been time. A foul awarded. A card as well. Morgan Evans into the book. Ethan O'Sullivan, the under-23s product, the 19-year-old, the Englishman, who made the move to Australia. He's going to come on shortly. It's whipped in, it's Marshall. And it's forced out wide by James Exidius. Timely interception by Lampard. He says, I'll get it clear, and nearly managed to beat Marko Bulic. Not quite, though. Not quite. Now masquerading as another centre-half is Marko Bulic. It's Long and Hope at this point. It's Brennan who heads on. It's McFarlane now. And that is immensely poor from Fletcher McFarlane as he tried to get it as far away as he can. Ethan O'Sullivan to come on. Max Mikkola coming on. So Max Mikkola coming off, should I say. Another goal for him tonight. He's been instructed to walk off on the far side as opposed to the near side. I'm sure that's what he wanted to do. Made his debut against Pascoe Vale in the Doherty Cup last week. What a week it has been for him. After playing just about 3 senior games. Pope. Overhit that pass as well. It's Sam Franco. Dragicevic. Our rock just goes along. He hopes, and it's going to drop for Dynamo throw again from Exidius. Auto win from Charlie Leach. Oh, he's lost the ball. It was a good win, but all was nullified. And Joey Cholina picks up the scraps. It's Exidius. Good ball for Platt. It's Charon. It's out of play. Out of harm's way, should I say, for South Melbourne. They will try. They will mount an effort again. Sipirovsky. It's Charon again. And now Cholina again. This time in the central channel. Now it's Lucas Burns who's deputised as a central attacking midfielder tonight. He's been dispossessed. O'Sullivan will look up to pick up the scraps, and that's a huge win from Ethan O'Sullivan. And Jonathan Petoulas and Sam Putakis, sorry, should I say, in a bit of afters there, and I think it is Jonathan Petoulas who's going to receive a yellow card. This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Exidius. Sharon. Dragicevic. It's space. Sipiridovsky. Evans beaten towards the byline. Oh, there it is! You quite can't write scripts like this. It's Lucas Burns with the stoppage time equalizer. Embodies the spirit of this football club. What a time it is. What a time it is. Churchill Reserve erupts. Erupts. That could be about it. That could be the last kick of the game, potentially. And they're going to fight for another one. They won 3. Lampard forces it long. A rock is there. Cholina. It's out wide. Can a rock get it clear? He can, but it will be a south throw. A fan has just kicked the ball away. It's crazy. Last chance for Hellas. It's short. Lampard. It goes into the mixer. Brennan's there to pick up the scraps. It's Andy Brennan. Forces a south throw again. You quite can't believe it, what's happened tonight. St. Albans Dynamo have all but ensured a point at home. Somehow. I don't know how, but they have. O'Sullivan, long throw. He'll try his luck again. The delivery's fantastic. Can it fall? It doesn't. It's out of play. It's full time. St. Albans have rescued a point against South Melbourne. It's Lucas Burns and Mikuel Platt with the goals. Mells and Mikkola were there for South Melbourne. And the relegation fight continues. Unbelievable. What a night it's been here at Churchill Reserve. I've been Neil Simons. We'll see you soon.